experience so much hateful language, hateful speech. Such a negative environment has been created around the work that Planned Parenthood does, around the idea of safe and legal abortion. And we've seen that across the country from all sorts of speakers in the last few months. I can't believe that this isn't contributing to some folks, mentally unwell or not, thinking that it's okay to target Planned Parenthood or to target abortion providers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Five. You might even expect that from the head of Rocky Mountain Planned Parenthood in the wake of the shooting at Planned Parenthood over the weekend. And don't get me wrong here, no excuse for what this man did. He should be put to death if he is found guilty. But we don't know yet, notwithstanding the fact that he mumbled, "No more baby parts." He mumbled it. Let's wait and see what his motivation was. But even if his motivation was no more baby parts, you mean Republicans and every decent American who's outraged over the baby part Planned Parenthood story, we got to be quiet because there might be one mentally deranged person who might do something. Give me a break. That's not America. Sorry. Now, like I said, you'd expect it from her, but did you also expect it from the governor of Colorado? Watch.
It is a form of terrorism, and maybe in some way it's a function of the inflammatory rhetoric that we see on all, I mean, so many issues now. There are bloggers and, talk shows where they really focus on trying to get people to that point of boiling over, just intense anger. And I think maybe it's time to also look at how do we tone down some of that rhetoric. Obviously, no one's going to try and reduce free speech in this country.
Oh, no one's going to try to reduce free speech. But we've got to look at how we tone down the rhetoric. Well, how do you do one without doing the other, Governor? And it's the rhetoric. It was Rush Limbaugh. It was Sarah Palin when Gabby Giffords was shot. Remember that one? Give me a break. It's the right wing. It's the right wing. Don't get me started with a teacher in Alabama. This goes back 5 years maybe. At a teacher's room lounge, she was denied tenure or fighting for tenure. She shot 3 or 4 of her colleagues, okay? Turned out she was a big Obama supporter. Turned out Obama once said, if they bring a knife to the fight, I bring a gun. Was he responsible for that shooting? Give me a break. Here's more.
That rhetoric clearly is, if people are in some way emotionally unstable or psychologically unbalanced, that intensity of rhetoric sometimes seems to pull a trigger in their brain that they lose contact with what reality is.
Right. So with all the stories on these baby parts from Planned Parenthood, all the stories and all the statements and all the coverage, one guy did what he did, and we don't even know if that's why he did it, and it's the rhetoric's fault. More.
I'm in no way trying to limit free speech. I think that our community, right, the United States of America, ought to begin a discussion of looking at how do you begin to tone back the inflammatory rhetoric that in some ways it might be good for I don't know, selling products and advertisements or whatever, but in some way it is inflaming people to the point where they can't stand it, and they go out and they lose connection with reality in some way and commit these acts of unthinkable violence.
One guy who lived in a cabin with no toilet and no running water. Now let's skip ahead. Let's skip. It's not only the governor, it's not only the head of Planned Parenthood. The Attorney General of the United States seems to have prejudged this case. Let's put up what she said in a statement. This unconscionable attack was not only a crime against the Colorado Springs community, but a crime against women receiving health care services at Planned Parenthood, law enforcement seeking to protect and serve, and other innocent people. Is she insinuating there that she knows a motive as the top law enforcement person in the country? Is she jumping the gun? Well, she would be following in the footsteps of her predecessor now, wouldn't she? Thanks for watching.